For more than 2,000 years, the rolling hills of the American Midwest have kept a secret buried beneath their quiet soil. To most people, these rounded mounds look like nothing more than gentle rises in the landscape. But archaeologists now know something different, something far more unsettling. Because the oldest of these burial mounds are finally giving up their secrets, and the truth they reveal may rewrite the entire story of ancient America. Everything you're about to hear comes from new excavations, advanced scanning technology, and long-suppressed field notes from researchers who were told to stop asking questions. And once you see what was discovered beneath the earth, you'll understand why. The story begins with a mound that has stood for more than 20 centuries, untouched, undisturbed, and protected by law from excavation. But when scientists brought in a new ground-penetrating radar system, one capable of scanning more than 60 feet below the surface, they didn't expect to find anything more than soil layers and simple burials. Instead, the radar showed straight lines, perfect geometry, a structure hidden beneath the mound's heart, shaped with such precision that the researchers thought it had to be an instrument error. Because according to every official timeline, nobody in ancient North America was supposed to build anything like this. They scanned again. This time, they saw it even more clearly, a chamber, sealed, intact, and untouched since the day it was built. The moment that image appeared on the screen, the entire team went silent. They knew they had found something unprecedented. Slowly, carefully, archaeologists began removing soil from the mound's center. Every layer peeled back revealed another puzzle, pottery styles that didn't match any known tribe artifacts carved with symbols that seemed older than the surrounding cultures and construction techniques, far more advanced than what archaeologists expected for the time period. But nothing prepared them for what they found next. Because when they reached the chamber's entrance, they discovered a doorway made of packed earth and stone, reinforced with a type of clay that had been superheated. Not fired in small pits, like most indigenous pottery, but hardened uniformly, as if the builders used large-scale heating methods unknown to the region at that time. It was almost as if the people who built this had knowledge far ahead of their era. The chamber's entrance was still sealed, not a single stone out of place. And according to carbon dating, it had remained undisturbed since at least 200 BCE, older than the Roman Empire as rise, older than many classical civilizations we learn about today. When the archaeologists finally opened the chamber, dust that hadn't moved in 2 millennia drifted into the air. The room was small, circular, and built with astonishing precision. And there, at the very center, sat an object that shouldn't exist. It was a stone carving, but not like any found in the Midwest. This one depicted a figure surrounded by rays, holding what looked like a sphere in its hands. The style was nothing like local tribes of the era. Instead, it resembled carvings found thousands of miles away in Mesoamerica, the Southwest, and even some coastal regions. It was as if the artist had knowledge of symbols and cultures that had no documented connection to this region at that time. As researchers examined the chamber further, they noticed something else. The walls were lined with layers of soil from different regions. Some from the Mississippi Valley, some from the Great Lakes, and some from as far south as the Gulf Coast. No one can say for sure why the builders did this, but some archaeologists believe the mound wasn't just a burial site. It was a monument, a memory capsule, a place meant to preserve a story for future generations. The team found beads made of marine shells that came from hundreds of miles away, perfectly polished stone tools that showed advanced craftsmanship, and clay vessels that contained traces of herbs not native to the region. Every layer of the chamber suggested one thing: whoever built this mound had connections across a vast territory. Connections that the official historical timeline has never acknowledged. But the most shocking discovery was a set of markings carved deep into the chamber's foundation. These markings weren't decorative. They were directional, almost like a map. Archaeologists realized the symbols aligned with astronomical events, solstices, equinoxes, and the rising of specific stars. This mound wasn't random. It was designed with celestial precision, the same type of alignment seen in ancient sites around the world. Suddenly, everything changed. Because the only way this chamber could be aligned so perfectly was if its builders had advanced astronomical knowledge that shouldn't exist in this part of North America, according to mainstream archaeological theory. As the team documented their findings, they noticed something strange. Parts of the chamber had been deliberately reinforced, as if the builders expected future generations to enter it. But why? Why construct a chamber with symbols from distant cultures, astronomical knowledge, and artifacts from across the continent, only to seal it forever? One archaeologist proposed a controversial theory that the mound builders were part of a network of early civilizations, far older and more connected than we realize. Another suggested that the chamber might represent a cultural exchange point, a meeting place for various ancient peoples whose influences have been erased or forgotten. And a third argued something even more radical, that the chamber may record the memory of an even older culture, one that existed before the recognized tribes of the region. Whatever the truth is, the discoveries beneath this mound have sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. Some researchers argue that the findings challenge long-held assumptions about early American civilizations. Others insist the artifacts must belong to a known culture we simply haven't identified yet. But many agree on one point. The burial mounds of ancient America hold a story far more complex, far more interconnected, and far more mysterious than we were ever taught. Today, the chamber has been documented, studied, and resealed to protect it, but its implications are still unfolding. Because if this mound contains a story that stretches across continents, across cultures, and across time, how many more hidden chambers lie beneath the hills we drive past every day? How many secrets still wait under the soil, untouched, unseen, and waiting to be rediscovered? One thing is certain, the oldest burial mounds in America are not simple graves. They are monuments, messages, silent witnesses to a forgotten world that once thrived long before. The first pages of our history books were written, and as new technology continues to reveal what lies beneath them, we may be standing at the beginning of an archaeological revolution, one that changes everything we thought we knew about the first civilizations of America. If you want more stories like this, more hidden chambers, erased cities, and forbidden discoveries buried beneath the ground, make sure you subscribe to America's Forbidden History, because the past is far stranger, far deeper, and far more connected than anyone ever imagined.